Hey guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go discussion video. So in today's video we're going to be talking about the Team Valor appraisal system that Candela is going to be using. In our first video we talked about Team Mystic, but there are differences in what Candela is going to be saying. So we're generally going to be talking about the same stuff that we were talking about in the Team Mystic video that I've already uploaded, but it's slightly different, so I thought I'd make a different video for each of the teams. So basically, for those that don't know, the IV stands for individual value, and this is going to be a number between 0 and 15, 0 being the worst, 15 being the best, for each stat category of your Pokemon. And these three stat categories are going to be attack, HP, and defense. And the closer that your Pokemon's IV is to 15 for each of those specific categories is going to make it stronger. And if it's a perfect 15 across the board for each stat category, that means that your Pokemon could never be stronger than it is with, obviously it could be different if it has a different move set, but in terms of its base stats, it can never be better than that. So let's just get into talking about this here. If your IV range is from 80 to 100%, Candela is going to say, overall your Pokemon simply amazes me. It can accomplish anything. And this is going to be what you're going to want to hold out for in terms of evolving or powering up your Pokemon and spending Stardust on it, because this is going to be an indication that your Pokemon is quite good in terms of its base stats. The only way I would go outside of this 80 to 100% range for powering up and evolving a Pokemon is if it's a rare Pokemon. So like say you get I use this example in my other video, like a Snorlax or a Lapras out of an egg, and maybe it has IVs of like 75% or 70% or something like that. It's still going to be something that's worth powering up because you just don't get a ton of opportunities to get those specific type of Pokemon. And they're going to be really strong either way, whether they're perfect or, below being perfect. So that's going to be a situation where it's still worth powering it up. But if you have anything that's in the 0 to 50% range, when Candela says overall your Pokemon may not be great in battle, but I still like it, these are going to be Pokemon that you definitely just want to transfer right away to get it out of your inventory and get a candy for transferring it. So let's scroll down here a little bit. And just as a heads up, I'm getting this particular information from GamePress.gg, and they have a lot of really good Pokemon Go information for those that are interested. So I recommend checking them out. It's a pretty good resource of information. So after she gives you your IV range based on her first statement, then she's going to go into the Pokemon stat analysis, and this is where she's going to say its attack, or she's going to say its HP or its defense is its strongest feature. And the only way you'll see 2 stats or 3 stats in this area is if they're tied for being the best stat. So to tell if your Pokemon is perfect across the board, Candela is going to say that its attack, HP, and defense is its strongest feature, and then after that she's going to say the phrase, "I'm blown away by its stats, wow," and this is going to indicate that it's a perfect IV. Now if your Pokemon isn't quite perfect IV, it still might be pretty good. If she's saying it's got excellent stats, how exciting. This means that its highest stat is going to be 13 or 14 out of 15, which is still really good, and you could still be in that 80 to 100% perfect range by having a Pokemon that has their stats in this specific category. If you're anything less than that, generally these are going to be the Pokemon that you're going to want to be transferring out. So that pretty much does it for the IV part of the analysis. Below that, she goes over the size of your Pokemon, and this is something that doesn't really matter in this game at all. You can tell by some of the rather absurd weights and size of the different Pokemon. So at the end, it just kind of gives you some useless information there, but it is what it is. So just to kind of recap here for Team Valor, as a general rule of thumb, before you evolve or power up a Pokemon, you're going to want it to be in that 80 to 100% IV range. And the only way, for me anyways, the only way I would go under this specific range is if it's a rare or powerful Pokemon, where it's still going to be solid in gym battles and really powerful. and it's just maybe a Pokemon that's harder to come by, so you know you can't be quite as picky with these specific Pokemon. So that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and for more Pokemon Go content in the future, please subscribe. Thanks.